In episode 263, we have a new collector score going on and some other things to talk about. And Thank Me Later has his grandpa sweater on, and we'll learn more about that coming up soon. Stay tuned for all the shenanigans.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.
Welcome to the Upland Property Experts Podcast, episode number 263. I'm your host, Too Stupid to Win, and as always, joined by Thank Me Later. How are we doing this evening, brother?
What up? Grandpa sweater, get out of here.
Hey, if my kids saw it, they'd be like, why is Turtle Man wearing a grandpa sweater?
Scory in the house. What up, Scory?
Yeah.
Mental Harmony. What up? Welcome. Also, testing out new audio equipment. Let me know how it is in the audience. Do you even notice a difference? Do I sound the same?
You sound different in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. A lot to talk about this week. MV Motors year-end sale. They're clearing out some cars. They had that sale going on. They also had the Wonderland Season Property Decor Contest. And there were more planes that were sold this week, but the biggest news that was dropped today.
Somebody asked me about buying a plane. Should I buy a plane?
I don't know.
It wasn't our sales thing, right? Like, because don't we get them reserved for us?
Chief executives. So that's the interesting thing. I think you, being a chief executive, have an easier shot at your planes, and you get a better style plane than the executives do.
But like, is it just that like you can get in the lottery at our level? I feel like, you spend $100,000 on a video game, they would give you a free digital plane or something.
Well, you can get one for $100 for your, and you're getting, that's just your pilot fee to fly the plane. That's not buying the plane.
Okay, so they give it. Wait, so that's the thing. Are they selling I'm very confused by these planes. Like, the reality is, like, I thought they were selling. Okay, so maybe the plane was free. Like, you buy the license and then you get the plane for free.
Correct.
Like, but then is that the only plane you're allowed to buy? I feel like these headsets are off, but whatever.
No, you can get in line. So this one was for chief executive level and higher, and there were only 10 planes available. So you are limited to one purchase per plane type per player. It doesn't say if it is for every plane sale or just each plane sale.
Gotcha. Wait, does this mess up my audio? Then I took my headset off. I just remembered why I put my headphones on.
If you go to your settings and go to audio and
do you still hear? Like, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback from myself.
You're getting feedback though?
Yep. Yeah. Do you need new headphones now?
Do what?
You need to buy more comfy headphones now?
No, I mean, my headphones are comfy enough. It looks off in the video.
Oh,
I feel like
it goes over your head.
Yeah, I know, and I got a lumpy head to begin with, so
I'll just rotate them backwards.
Oh no, they're too heavy.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. I'll survive. I'll figure out something.
You'll figure it out.
Let's see. I got a plane in the last sale for $99. Just the executive. Yeah. So again, you buy. Is it like you can only buy one plane anyway? Your head looks good to you. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah. So you could only buy one plane.
You can only buy one plane. Okay. So how do you? I mean,
for on the sale, one purchase per plane type per player. It just says
For plane
It's
type, but that's what I'm saying. If it's 100, like, is it your flying license for the?
for that
I don't
style
know.
plane. So if you had the executive plane, which is
Then
a lower level, you would have to pay another $100 pilot fee. You pay $100 pilot fee for whichever style plane you're buying. And if you buy multiple styles of planes, which you're allowed one of each, you can have a pilot's license for each.
And then, so what happens when the next, the 2025 models come out? And I'm like, ooh, I really want that one. I can't buy it. Like, I only get one. Like, I've already like cashed my ticket to buy a plane if I buy one of these.
I doubt it.
Like, that's like, so what's the point of the pilot's like the pilot's license then is strictly to what? Prevent somebody from buying it secondary? Because then the only value of buying it secondary would be as if you already had the pilot's license, which at this point would mean that you already bought one of the one variations for sale. So the only thing that you can do is buy from the store. So they might as well be bind on pickup. Like, you might as well not even be able to sell and trade them, because like at this point there's no value. And even, yeah, okay, in the future, you'll have the older style, but again, anyway.
Right now, they're calling these planes a special perk, and this is the pilot's fee is a unique way for high-ranking players to claim it. It doesn't reflect the actual value of the aircraft, and it's a privilege exclusively designed for our most elite Uplanders.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna trust them. I mean, I feel like what are your thoughts on? So we were among the first to buy the plane terminals, right? I mean, we spent thousands of dollars on plane terminals.
Yeah.
Back
I remember sitting in
years ago.
church for Easter Sunday trying to get a terminal, and missed on the first round. Got on the second round.
So what are your feelings like? Do you think that Upland has served the terminal owners like thus far? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the planes are going to go to the private hangars, so it's
No,
not going.
no. Sorry, I meant
Yeah.
I just meant as a value proposition of, like, before I like say, hey, I don't know if I want to pay this for this thing because it feels like it doesn't have the kind of life that I would want. When I go, it's kind of like a similar conversation of when airport terminals first came out. Remember, Upland's like, hey, we're going to promise utility and value down the line. If you buy these, do you feel like years later, like, as a similar example, do you feel like 4 years later that you're getting your value, or that you are glad that you invested early in the airports? You bought early in the airports?
I really don't. From the hype of what it was to what it is now, it's just hard to swallow the price of what we paid for them, because at that time UPX wasn't free flowing. That money was coming usually out of your bank account to buy those airport terminals, and even 4 years later, pushing 5 years later, when the airport terminals come out, 2020. Yeah, it was 2020.
It was
Yeah, it was
definitely
2020 because it was Easter, and there weren't a lot of us around yet. Still from 2020, and they just started the revenue sharing from the terminals not too long ago. And I only have two terminals, one in San Fran and one in Chicago, but I get about 30,000 UPX a month off of it.
Yeah.
But it still takes a while to get the 1.5 million for each terminal piece.
Yeah. Well, and they talk about like there's also that like missed investment cost, like 1,000 or 1,000,000 UPX 5 years ago in Upland could have bought you a lot. I mean, what were the painted ladies like original mints? Like 1.5?
No,
I
it
feel
was
like,
cheaper than that.
really? Cheaper than 1.5?
Yeah, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I'll pull it up.
But at that time there's plenty of other things to buy. So yeah, I don't know how sold I am on the plane. I still don't understand. They haven't sold me on the value like racing. Like if car racing was operating at 100%, cool. You could potentially sell me on air racing. Like, no, all of your resources should be focused on car racing if it's going to be for racing. Transportation, your land transportation needs a tremendous amount of work. So, no, don't give us another layer complication on transportation. So other than that, like I don't get it. I think it would be way more valuable and impactful to the game to put fast travel in, honestly. Like, as a whale of a game, I've never had to wait for almost anything. Like, the amount of things that I have to wait for in a game are on, like, a scale that they're put in place to limit addiction. Like, actually, like the Pokemon, if you're playing the new Pokemon TCG game, trading card game on mobile, there is a daily limit on the number of premium currency you can use to buy and open packs. And for like the first like week the game was out, I hit that maximum every single day. But other than that, like as a whale, I want everything to be streamlined. So I want to go like, cool, you can, put that little, yep, I got to fly over here. Let me pay an extra 1,000 UPX to fast travel and just get there now. And then have that UPX be redistributed to the owners of the transportation pieces in between. Like, redistribute the wealth of the whales. Like, this is mirroring like real life economy. You want to talk about trickle down economy? That's how you do it in a game like Upland, not make these private planes that are just going to be sold to. I feel like I'm doing political analysis. These planes are going to be sold to the fat cats up top. That's not what we need. We need change, and we need it in the form of fast travel referendums that will allow whales to quickly pay UPX for travel to immediate locations. This will increase commerce in all cities and have a trickle-down UPX effect to the greater Upland economy. Vote TML this holiday season.
Oh, no, you went with trickle down. Geez. So the Painted Ladies, the cheapest one was 233,700 UPX. The most expensive
233,000 UPX. Think about that. That's how much we earn in like 2 weeks now.
And the most expensive one was 484,500 UPX. Now, the interesting thing is that was a 19 up square property, the 48,400.
Yeah.
The largest one is a 25 up square, but it was only 412,500.
Well, and you know why that is, right?
Why?
Collection. That means whoever minted it is probably one of the founder ones. And it means it was minted prior to collection, because actually something that I don't think most people in Upland realize, or most players in Upland, not that they would need to, is that the rules of like that neighborhood multiplier, so the up squared for the neighborhood based on if it's in a collection, has been around since the inception. Like, that wasn't like a new concept. And you can see where they had tested it in San Francisco specifically. The most prevalent area of this is in the financial district. There are a handful of financial district properties that the cost per up square is significantly less than anything else. Whoa, hey, whoa. Why are you putting me on blast? Why are you putting me on blast here, bro?
So Mr. Monopoly bought it on 12/19/2019. So almost 5 years. Next week, Mr. Monopoly bought this Painted Lady 5 years ago. And then ThankMeLater swapped it. Then went back to Mr. Monopoly.
Look at that. You know what's really funny? Look at what I used as collateral.
Yes.
Look at that.
So a terminal.
Talk about full circle. I literally used, so this was back in the day. So this is because I was the first Uplander. So back in the day, there was only 21 collections. Like, that was it. There was 21 collections in San Francisco. That was it. They were the original 21. And actually, you can see in our background, there are 21 slivers of this background screen. Very, very few people realize that is a actual real life screenshot from like a warped screen of the original 21 21 collections. And I was the first Uplander to organize to get the 21 collections completed in an organized swap between myself, Mr. Monopoly, and Kent to be all three of us to then have all 21. That'd be the first 321. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah.
Then you went back, then Kent got it, then Mr. Monopoly, then Kent, then Mr. Monopoly, then Stirs got it. Then Stirs got it back again. Dizzy got it, then Dizzy to Stirs, the Green
Oh,
Turtle.
this is one of the
Then
loose.
it got Dirty, then Mitzplick, then MG. T.
See, so now I would like it noted that I got it before it was one of the loose ladies. Like I got in on her like early. Like I'm not one of these sloppy. Look at this nonsense. Oh my god, I can't believe how many people I'm like Eskimo sisters with because of this property. It makes me kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, so for those of you who are like, why? What is that about? Well, back in the day, you could swap to get the collection bonus, and that collection bonus is like 50,000 UPX or something, 20, 50. History. Get out of here, Jules. You go look at the history. I'd be curious. Did they have that history for the Genesis property? I would probably be Upland to whatever his, and I feel bad because it's not.
What was that address? It was Jefferson Street, right?
1829 Jefferson Street. First minute June. is what Rock just like. Rock does is the one who's responsible for all the other overlays, but I traditionally. Rock, when you weren't here last week, he's like, Rock's not here. You're gonna have to do the comments. Like, dude, I do most of the comments. I was like, Rock does the other stuff, the overlays, but I usually do the comment. Put in teleport terminals. So I mean, I'm not opposed to teleport terminals, except I wanted to keep, you might as well have the travel be travel. Just allow fast travel. It's a game. Like, no reason to add in unnecessary friction in that particular area. And here's the thing. Most games have either you pay or you wait. Everybody seems to be okay with that model. Whales are okay with that model. Pay to play, pay to win players are okay with that model. And free to play players are okay with that model because I can sit on a plane for an hour or I can pay an extra 1,000 UPX. I'd rather pay 1,000 UPX. I can guarantee players like Big A would definitely expect to have that. Oh, Nipa. Elon Zuck. There you go. Nope.
I mean, that guy didn't even own that property 4 hours before you swindled him out of it.
Whoa, I don't know about. Is that it? 4 hours?
Yeah, not even 4 hours. He got the property at 12:53, and you picked it up at 16:46.
When I tell you, like, for me, when this event
happened, when you made this deal, honestly, when this deal was made, that was first off, that was a lot for the property itself. In the game in June of 2020, that was a lot for itself, and then behind the scenes stuff that you did too for
Oh yeah, no, that is not the number. That's just the number in UPX that was paid. The actual amount of crypto and other payments that was received by that individual is undisclosed and is under NDA. However, I will say that I was super aggressive about getting it because I was just like, this to me, if you believe that Upland is going to make it, Upland is going to be truly it. And this, obviously, it's my opinion. Then to me, the holy grail of properties in a Web3 blockchain game is the first property on that blockchain. So for me, getting that Genesis property was a really quintessential moment of saying, hey, I'm putting my flag in the sand that says, I believe in this one. This is the chain. And, if I'm leading the blockchain, literally, like I'm sitting at the front of the line with my house, like, boop, here we go. Everybody else is minted behind me. Like, I believe in it that much. It has to be the most valuable property in the game then. like, to me, obviously. But I argue, like, I believe that there is a strong argument, especially now with Upland basing an entire weekend season around this property and the event. I think it's safe to say, it's easily among the most valuable and important properties in the game, which is why the story of like how aggressive I was with it, in the sense of like I tried to win. It was like 5 games. So it was a week long. Like, honestly, like we could make like a drama documentary about it, of like, it was a week-long games to decide the true owner of the Genesis property. And like, zoom into all the different players and all the behind the scenes deals, like me making with Mr. Monopoly, like, okay, I can only win one of these events. I've already won this one. I can win this one. For the record, also, before anyone comes at me, the person who won the thing, the gentleman who won under very suspect terms. It was a pinata high
Clicking.
score. It was the treasure hunt pinata high score clicking, and he used a click bot, and he just crushed it because it was a click bot. So, and like Upland at the time really wasn't. They were like, it's like one of 5 things. Who cares? The other ones were like mint $1 million UPX worth of property to win, or like you had to like collect some crazy property collections and stuff, like. And so anyway, I was like, as soon as he won, I had all 5 contestants on a conference call, except for one. There was one guy, and I won't name his name, but if you look at the list, you'll probably figure it out. There was like one person who wasn't in. It was like 4 out of 5 chance that we were going to win it. Oh, hey, look at this. And as soon as it was like announced, I was like on him, like I was in his inbox. Like, I did not want it to sit in his inbox because anybody, and at the time there were some pretty like big whales. You remember Hilton? You remember Hilton? Like, there was a couple big, like, and I mean Kenny and Kent and Mr. Monopoly, like, and like there were guys that were obviously very interested at the time, and I was just like, I had to lock it down. Oh, you're looking at the event?
Yeah. Oh, this one didn't have the event. It just talked about. Oh, okay. Let's hear. So, yeah, Sunday we'll start off the week with 2 mini events. The first will include a special temporary collection that will need to be completed. The second is an arcade style challenge. That was a pinata click.
Yeah. So hold on. Well, hold on.
Hours.
So event one, you had to. This was an interesting one. You had to hold 2 inaugural properties that had been traded at least twice.
Yep.
And an inaugural property had to be minted before like December 5th of 2019 or something. But anyway,
it had to be minted before 2020. Yeah, or sometime in December.
That's
Either
what
way, yeah.
I say there's a date in December. It wasn't all of December because, like, anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, and then we ended up like figuring out and getting a couple people to complete that. I don't know if that's the one I won or not. Event 2 was the clicky mini one, a special treasure hunt. I think that was the wild card who won that. And then there was like some other mini events. Oh, I think was this the one?
And then 4 and 5, that was the one will involve your properties. The other will have a San Francisco neighborhood as its spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was, I mean, again, it was intense. Like we were, because I mean, I remember I was talking to you and Dizzy, like, man, like this is a lot. Like it was putting me out, but I was just like, man, if I truly believe in Upland, like this is the property I'm gonna want to have at the end of the day. Like, so that's my anchor property. If I ever don't have that property, then that's probably a good sign that I'm leaving the game.
Well, that's just like you said about the collectors, the museum one, the museum collection.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said I'm leaving if you see me selling the
curators.
Yeah, the curators, I'm not long in Upland. You got a good deal for it, though.
Yeah, no, I got a great deal for it. I could buy it back now at, I think, same or under. And I mean, hey, the person who bought it got a fair deal. That was the price they wanted. Like I didn't anyway. And they made a lot of money off of it because back then they were using it to do the temp trades, and Curator was like 30. You say no, it was like 50,000 at the time. I feel like it was 50,000 UPX.
The bonus for the curator?
Yeah.
The bonus for the curator was let's see here. That was 100,000 and it's a 3x.
Hey, yeah, exactly. So there's $100 worth of UPX. That's what it was. Because I think what they were doing is essentially back in the day, like that's why you see it with even the painted ladies, and the painted ladies were only 48. The curator was the big one. So at the time, Octavius was selling them for like $50 like a session, like pimping them out. So that way you could take the curator and get the 100,000 instantly. So you borrow it, swap it, pay. Like go pull up the curators. Go pull up the Disney Museum or the submarine. I'm sure like that, those histories would be probably insane. And you got to figure each one of those is essentially $50. So we could quickly figure out essentially maybe how much was made off of it if you figure each one of those is $50. But yeah, 100,000 UPX. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that actually brought me to even in Upland at the time.
Holy crap.
All right.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's see it.
Oh, these are dirty. You thought the dirty ladies were dirty.
No, I know these are dirty. I know these are filthy. Oh. Oh. Holy smokes. Is there a number on this? Oh, look at the last one. Look at the last transaction.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
567 transactions.
500. Okay, so let's do some quick math. And then you figure, but there's for each one.
You divide it by 2.
Because he's one of them. So let's see here. So calculator. We'll do some math here.
Well, you kind of pimped it out too. So you get DB Cooper. That's an old school one.
Well, yeah, because I had to get my collections as well. Like I had to get it. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't completely innocent of it.
I mean, 20. So we can subtract 20 from 567. So that's 247.
So 567 minus 20 divided by 2 times 50.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that didn't.
Yeah, that's it.
Man, okay, geez, old Pete's. My phone is like losing its mind. Oh my god, how many was it? 567 minus 20 divided by 2 equals times 50. $27,000. Yeah. About like, and again, like I mean,
people were doing US dollars, people were doing UPX, but yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, again, like this is a gross, like, I have no idea if all those, and like, if that's a number, but, if so, it would be about 27,000, in transaction fees.
But that, I mean, surprisingly, yeah, you gave him $50, but that's still trustworthy, for that many transactions.
Yeah, I don't know how he managed to, I mean, again, like you have some sort of system in place, obviously, to be able to have that kind of trust. So, don't hate the player, hate the game in that scenario. I'm not mad at him. I mean, I knew what he was doing. I had a good idea, I should say. I did a plausible deniability. I didn't ask. It was a don't ask, don't tell. He offered me a number. I said yes. And like,
And the other two properties were right there, right around the 567 number, 564 and 5 whatever. So I mean, at $50 a pop, 150. So multiply that 27 by 3 and
no, because you got to figure you have to have the whole collection.
right.
So
Oh,
it's
you're
just
saying it was $50 for the whole collection. Gotcha.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. $50 for the collection because then that gets you
That makes sense because then you pay
$100.
150 to get 100. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. I'm with you.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
got ahead of
I'm
myself.
yeah. And again, I have no idea. Like that is very rough back of the envelope estimating and speculation.
Hmm.
So don't quote me on that. But I mean, you can quote us on the actual transactions that happened and who the last transaction was with.
You keep going back to that.
I mean, I think that was a shocking name. I didn't expect to see that name on there.
I mean, it was still 2022 and it was still a hopping thing. And we did a show about, how much free UPX was flowing into the community and how it was a danger with these property swaps because it was just so prevalent, but it was part
It
of the
was
game and
rampant.
nothing was being, but you were talking of hundreds of millions of UPX just being given out.
Well, yeah, I mean, you figure what that was. You said 520. What was the number there, or how many times total? 567.
567 was the highest one.
Okay, so divided
And
by
at the time we figured it
2.
was, if you got all the collections at the time that was released in Upland, it was 2 million in Upland bonus that you get. And everybody wasn't getting all of them because you had Crooked Lombard, Painted Ladies. They weren't being pimped out like that, but you still had, about 1.5 million or so just free flowing into the game with these trades. A lot of people
Oh,
made killings. Some people made chief executive off of it. Not you, but some people made chief executive
I
off
mean,
of it.
yeah. No, I think though. I think he's selling the full set for 25,000. I could be
Okay.
wrong. I think you can buy the full set for 25,000 right now. Or I don't. Or is it 15,000 a piece? Does he have them at 15,000 a piece?
No, they're not even on the market right now.
Oh, they're not. Oh, they were on the market for a long time.
They are not on the market right now.
Okay. I mean, that's a choice. I mean,
All right. Also, other news, we had the Wonderland season. We have a property decor contest. They did sell some easels, creator easels. They sold 4,000 of them total. There were 4 different easels. And what you do is you place one of these easels on your property to register your property. Then you go ahead and decorate your property. You have from now until December 23rd at, I think, the normal 9 a.m. Pacific time. Hold on, let me look. Either way, so you decorate your property and use as many map assets as you'd like to design and decorate your property with the Wonderland theme.
oh,
So
that's
you
fun.
will
And Boulder, I think 25,000 is probably what the market is still for it. I mean, it's the highest return or the highest multiplier that's available in Upland currently.
Yeah.
It's in the original city. It's to me, it's still the pinnacle of collections.
Yes. Yeah, Monday, December 23rd, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So there is a leaderboard, but that will not determine the winner. The final decision will be based on overall creativity, theme execution, and design quality as determined by the Upland team. So that prevents people from just buying a bunch of map assets and dumping them on large properties and being like, look, I'm on the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I wonder. Wait, so how did they solve that problem?
They just said the Upland team's going to pick 3 properties.
Oh, just randomly?
Well, they're going to look at it, judge it, and based it off of overall creativity, theme execution, and design quality.
And you said there's 4,000 easels.
Yes. If you need
So,
one, I got a
so,
couple.
so you're telling me that Upland team is committed to looking at 4,000 properties and then judging aesthetically which one that is going to win?
Hmm.
Yeah, no chance that this is going to go poorly. What is it? What are they trying to do? Like, you know what? Here it is. I love Upland, but right now this really feels like they're trying to scrape some of that old nostalgia off the corner of the jar.
Hey, stop it. They're buying my map assets, so stop it. It's being pretty lucrative for me right now.
Okay, that's fair. Um, like, oh,
And
read
the
the
top
announcement. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I have it
top
wrong. You have it wrong. Read the announcement, he said. Read,
ooh.
you're going to get me in trouble. X1's, the boss is listening, and you got me out here. You're about to say some bad things, and X1's in there hitting the fire,
There you
buddy.
go. I love that. Hey, X1's in the house. I like it.
Everyone gives announcements on opinions without reading them. Yes, correct. So put it in the title. What I need to know in the
So
title.
here, I'll read it for you so you stop arguing with X1.
If there's
All right. So Leaderbird serves as a tool for the
Can you
Upland
show
team.
it? Can you share
Yeah, I
it
can
with?
show it.
Can you share it? It helps.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
helps. If I just see the information too. I know you're like, well, why don't you read the article? Well, I don't know. I'm a busy individual. Things are happening here.
No.
Okay, cool. There we
All
got.
right,
It
here we
sounds
go.
like everyone's
All
got
right.
extra
So
equals.
Leaderboard serves as a tool for the Upland team to discover and review highly decorated properties. So they are
Okay, that
not
makes
review.
sense.
Yeah. And then properties with more assets will naturally appear higher on the leaderboard. But you have to have, kind of a theme. You just can't dump everything on there, like I was saying. So
I'm just curious how many they're committing to reviewing.
what the leaderboard?
Well, how many's on the leaderboard though?
Yeah, click the
I don't
leaderboard.
know. I mean, that's fine. I guess, like, here's the thing. I'm still gonna say my piece, and I'm sorry, X1, because this is a cool. Okay, it's real. We're in a really hard spot because Upland is transitioning and has been in this awkward transition phase from like cool, small, kind of almost indie style project where having community like a decorating contest like this where you're going to do creativity is small enough that having the community or like the team judge a winner and everything won't be controversial and won't cause anything crazy. Like, you're definitely inviting problems. Like, there's definitely going to be people that do crazy things, which we all accept and know. Like, how are you going to ban them? Like, it also feels like you're just trying to connect with us in a nostalgic way, which is great. I we're now expecting the automation. We're expecting the big scale style events. Like, we need to be shifting out of the kind of like manual, kind of massaged events into streamlined automated event management inside the game. Like, that's kind of what I'm expecting. So don't get me wrong, this is super cool. I'm expecting there to be some fun drama out of it. But
Yeah,
it's an
I,
interesting choice.
I really besides people buying my map assets, I'm really excited for it. As you said, it's nostalgia. It's going back in it, but it's going to take properties, larger styles properties in Tokyo to go ahead and build out some cool designs. And you get a block explorer, and you even get a model home badge if you're in the top 3, and you get a model home pin. And if you sell the property, the people have to maintain the property to maintain that pin. So I think that's pretty cool in itself. And then the top 25 properties, everybody gets the Santa Explorer. So
Well,
uh,
now those are cool. Hold on. What's this model home pin?
the pins, just like the other pins in the game, like you
Like
have your
on the
Genesee property.
property?
Yeah, like you have your Genesis property pin, there'll be a model home pin.
Well, now that's cool.
Read the article.
Well, no, then why would I come to the show? If I get all my information from the articles, why would I bother to show up to the show? This is where I get all my Upland information.
You're
That's,
not the only one, so I do appreciate that.
I mean, that's cool.
I mean, and if you
Actually,
think,
well, like, so wait, so does it actually say that you have to maintain it or is it permanent?
yes, no, you have to maintain it here. Read the article. So right here, so properties with model home pins must maintain a high level of visual appeal to retain the designation.
Okay. Okay, Upland.
Now you're taking everything back.
Not everything, but I appreciate. So again, I apologize. I probably should have waited to jump until I was read the entire article. Um, but okay, that's a cool thing. Like, but like, why isn't the article announcement model home pins being announced coming? Like, that should be like a huge thing. Like, that's super cool. Like, wait, this is the first time Uplands, as far as I'm aware, has ever offered an opportunity. Um, that's whoa. Hey, first of all, after he came in, I still said my piece, by the way, about how I think it was a nostalgia grab and not scaled to where I expected. So I still said my piece. That still stands. However, I will say this is cool and probably should have been the lead thing of like, I don't know. Has there been any other opportunity for us to get a pin added outside of like, and you know what? Are they saying they're like a monument, right? Pin
No, just like the pin
or
that you have on the Genesis property
like
or the
that, and
ultra
it'll say,
rare for
or
the
yeah, like
inaugural
the little pin.
2019 Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, any sort of marker, like official marker. Oh my God, is the map marker thing still is that still a thing happening in the world? Remember that of like, oh look, I have a gas
No,
station.
that's died a long
Is
time
that
ago.
dead? Okay, thank
That's
God.
dead. That is dead.
Anyway, no, so these markers, that's super cool. Okay, I appreciate that. Also the badge, obviously, I'm a sucker for badges. They know me. Um, no. That's I don't know who's doing that, but kudos, kudos. Oh, there we go. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Jeez.
All right.
No, but now I feel bad because the next thing is actually. Well, wait. What are you going to the next
Yeah,
thing?
we're going to the next thing, and I'll put the article up since you haven't read
Yeah,
this
put up
article
the
either.
article. I didn't. Well, you know what I did? You know the article I did get a chance to read it because it came up when I logged in real quick to check on a couple things. Was the search capability, the new quality of life in the search on nearby properties. Now, my question to that is, does it filter out jailed properties? That's my $1,000,000 question. Because if I can filter out everything else, but it still has the jailed properties, doesn't super help me. But we'll see.
All
Um,
right. New way to showcase your Upland prestige. I figured you'd be all about this one, especially because you've always been you have
oh,
sneakerheads, but you're a block explorer head, you're a blockhead. So you've been a blockhead. So this is right up your path, but I do see some aspects of this sending you off on a tangent rant and losing the overall excitement around this.
zoom
But
in. He says, Brock says, can you zoom in?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Ah, goodness.
All right.
Is that what this was? Is that what this was? Oh man, I thought you were okay. I misread that. I was like, I didn't know what was happening. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
So Collector Score is a system that tracks and evaluates your collection of Block Explorers, Season Passes, City Passes, and badges. So, you're 50% in on this, uh, and you have a good grab on the badges and Block Explorers. So it will
Wait,
help
what do
you.
you mean badges, block explorers, and season passes? I mean I have one of every season at least.
Yeah, but you did not buy all the rarities of the Season Passes. You
Oh
said
no.
F that.
And okay, so where do we start? I mean,
So,
this is to me this is obviously like to people who are just like whatever, but to me this is a huge announcement. Like this is the big times for me as far as like why this is the why. Like this is a why, I should say. This is a why. Um so they haven't given us utility, which I would normally be very harsh on. However, this is something that will attract whales. So this is definitely an opportunity to start attracting some bigger fish. A new shiny leaderboard, opportunities to climb those leaderboards.
But not
That
one, but two leaderboards. You have the seasonal and the all-time leaderboards.
right, which is so smart, right? That is how everything like I am very optimistic about a couple of the bones. And you know what? I feel bad. Last week, I think I said something to the equivalent of like Upland has a bad job of implementing systems, which is still true. But Seasons now is starting to look like the first system that is put in place that is going to really like it's a thread that I'm starting to see in multiple verticals, which is good. So now we're seeing consistent, hey, we have seasonal challenges, seasonal rewards, 6 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Like we are getting some systems in places which I like and appreciate. From the rules on the leaderboard, it looks like it's definitely helping prop the second market, buy your way to the top of the leaderboard. Yeah, that's fine.
And that's what gamers do.
Yeah.
That's what gamers do. Now, the seasonal leaderboard will reset, and it tracks all the relatable collectibles released during the current season. So that emphasizes the engagement in the season. And then at the end of each season, they award prizes to the top performers. In the event of a tie, the first player to reach the points total will claim the higher position. So that means you got to get out of the gate.
Wow.
You got to get out of the gate quick.
So like now we're talking. Okay, I think Upland is starting to figure out some of the secret sauce because you know what? That is a genius move because I tell you what, you can't buy time. And so like there is like it doesn't matter how much money Big A has, he has an important job. And now assuming he's not paying a set of people to play his account, which of course
stop rumors. They can't do that. That's against terms of service, but okay. Anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm assuming he's not. I genuinely assume he doesn't. So what I'm saying is like it might be difficult for him to complete as quick if he even competes, right? So this is a great opportunity to then open up the kind of open up the gate for other people to compete of like a race to the top, a seasonal race. This is very reminiscent of seasons in RPGs via like Path of Exile, Diablo, where the end of the season essentially everybody's at zero. It's a race to certain top, and then whoever finishes first is there. You still have the leaderboard as far as like who makes it to level 100 before the season ends, and there's obviously rewards that are then historical. So as you top, like maybe you unlock and again, this is going to be a great spot for those cosmetics, right? This is an easy extension of their cosmetics play. As you depending on how you tier, and then you have unlocks at each one. This obviously is going to go into, if they don't tie this into, you must be a season pass owner to participate in the seasonal pass leadership board. Like that's an obvious miss. Or the season pass should offer an acceleration. So again, rewards including maybe in-game assets or block explorers. So the way I would structure it is I would have the free one, which again, you'd still get like the same like levels and things. But then you have your pass, which you then unlock for your, payment. And then you have at the same levels, maybe you get additional assets, right? So it's tracking your leaderboard. You're still trying to fill it up, but that's how normal games work, right? There's a premium and free level. I get very excited about this. This is definitely something I'd like to see more of. This is what keeps me engaged in a lot of my games. Hearthstone has got me on for over 10 years, logging in every single month to do just one or two activities. And subsequently, I have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Pact, and I could show the account that has like 2,000 unopened packs.
Yes.
Like that's my go-to of like, that's good gamification because I want to unlock the avatars. I want to unlock.
No, it's not because you got 2,000 packs you haven't opened.
Who cares? They got my money, right?
Yeah,
That's what Upland cares about, right? How do I get TML's money? because they haven't been for a while.
They do have the all-time leaderboard. It's going to be cumulative score over time, overall prestige, historical value, strategic depth of your collection, and rewards long-term commitment. They haven't announced any prizes yet, but it's still in the works. The Wonderland season is starting. Is the inaugural seasonal collector score leaderboard, and it will run until January 15th. And players will compete for incredible rewards to boost their collection. So you got the Tycoon Block Explorer. And
all right, I want those. Like if somebody gets like mint 1 of that guy, I want that. That one is cool. I really like. I mean, obviously, top hat, colored band. I mean, I get it. It's the little winky face. It's green. Like, come on. Like, let's look at this guy right here. If this season, like, I get it. Like, I see Upland. Like, if you don't think that Dirk and Don don't have a little bit of sense of humor, they're like, this is the announcement. This is the season. Maybe we get TML excited, right? We're doing the big leadership, the leaderboard announcement. We know he's going to be near the top. Exactly. It's a human TML. Like it's a little TML.
Break. What? It's not all about you. They didn't make this game around you, and they don't. It's not Upland meeting Monday morning. So, did you hear the podcast on Thursday? Yeah, we did. Yeah. How are we going to make TML happy? I don't know.
They did. Yeah,
no, that's not how Upland works. Not how Upland works.
They're like, I think TML is really going to like this. Wow. You know what? Whoever pulled that up.
I think that's Dizzy because I don't see rock, so it was Dizzy.
Was that whoever pulled that? That was genius. No, and again, little winky. Come on, I see that. I see it. I see Upland's love on that. I see you.
So first to third place, you get the Tycoon Block Explorer, 1,000 Sparklet, and a Season Collector badge. 4th through 10th, you get the Block Explorer and 500 Sparklet, and 11th through 25th, you get the Block Explorer. So you just have to finish 25th.
Can I just say that sounds way better? Like I was a little skeptical on the conversion, like and whatever, like, and it's still a happening market, but like it feels more substantial to be like, 1,000 Sparklet versus like 1 spark or like 0.1, like. Just it feels more meaty. It feels good. Even though like, if you've been around like maybe and you do the conversion, it doesn't feel as significant, but yeah.
So here's where I think you're going to crush because right now here is how the score is calculated. 30% is in Block Explorers, 50% is in badges, and 20% is in the passes, which is the season passes and the city passes.
Yeah.
So, and with the Block Explorers, I know you get really excited here too, because the way that they're looking at it, they're calling it a cornerstone of the collection score, but the age, the older, the better, and they're going to carry more weight due to their rarity and historical value, which also will drive up your secondary market value for these things. I've paid some pretty good prices already for some older Block Explorers.
Total, love this. Like this is exactly what we needed. Like, holy cow.
Lower mints is the rarity and prestige. So, if it's a 10 run or if it's a 25 mint run, that's even better. Mint number. So even if it's a 25 mint run and you got number 1, 2, 3, or 4, that's even better than having number 25. And then the Director Block Explorers. Questions here is scores equally across all accounts to ensure fairness. Is it because I know some people bought a lot of the Director Block Explorers, so they have a bunch of them. So is it a lower number score in itself?
Here's what I genuinely hope for this. Because first of all, this might be my, like, to me, this is an early Christmas gift to me. Like, this is fantastic. I got the tingles. Like, I have some other things that I'm working on that I'm like, oh man, I was ready to kind of like put way more attention, and I'm still gonna, but like this, like Upland, what? This is super cool. I'm very curious, the Director Block Explorer piece on how they do this. I really do want some details. I'm very happy that they're doing that, especially if it's something like, hey, like it's either like a Director Block Explorer, yes, no. Like, does your account contain a Director's Block Explorer, yes or no? And if yes, then get 10,000 points. If no, then 0 points. And then at that point, all Director's Block Explorers are worth net of 0 themselves. So if you have 1 or you have 10, it doesn't matter. Or I hope that they just make them worth like 5 points. They make them worth like very little points. I don't know, but I love that they're doing something for that because those were farmed, and for them to be one of one, right? Like that is so important. Like that adds such value to these. Like, and I know maybe this is where I'm going to go out on a limb. Like to me, this is it. Like this is a big turning point for the value of these assets. Like Upland just gave them value. Like Upland gave them substantial value where now new people coming in, these people are collectors. They're going to want to be on top of that board. The TML that joins this January versus the January from 5 years ago, this January, he's going to want to be on that leaderboard. And that leaderboard, guess what's not on that leaderboard? Properties. Do you know what really there isn't? Is really a property leaderboard, if you think about it. It doesn't really value you anything to own 10,000 properties in Upland, which for the record is something we all kind of speculated on for a while, is that the real value of Upland was never supposed, like, I don't want to say it's supposed to be the properties, but it's really not the properties. The properties are just like your spot.
It wasn't about people owning 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 properties. That was never the intention of who has the most properties, but the people that had that ability, we've always speculated that they'd be in very good positions when this game takes off.
Yeah, exactly. Because essentially, imagine they were like URLs or like slots at a local carnival or whatever party. Like it's a ticket to the party. Like you have to have this to really participate in most of the things, so you want to be there.
Yeah.
But having this value be associated to assets like the badges, which again, badges you can't buy. So thank you for understanding and making that 50%, because right away, like what? Go ahead.
I was going to say, and with the badges, you were going to roll on it with, I love that it's 50%. I agree. We're agreeing too much this show, but it's, for the people that really did it. And if you want to look at some of the badges that we, that are there, it is, hold on. What?
I mean, right now they're probably having to change the calculations. They're like, DML is just too far ahead. We gotta. Or
no.
Like, here's my brain, and you know what? Fine, you could say I'm egotistical, but I'm like, they're either like tweaking it because I'm too far ahead, or they're tweaking it because I'm too far behind, and they're like, if he's this far down on the board, he's gonna lose his mind.
No,
like
because they even said right here that the badge rarity is determined by the number of players holding the badge, with rare badges contributing more significantly to your collector score. And looking at some of these badges, so we have the ambassador. 3 people hold this: me, you, and Wicked Bomber.
Oh, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. My badges are rare. Like, I mean,
the architect, 2 people hold it: MG and Mixplick. And I know Mix isn't around as much, and I haven't seen MG around as much either. Aviator, isn't that you?
That is me.
Yep, that is you. That's a 1-of-1 badge.
So wait, can you do just like, what are the one-ofs? Like, can you do?
So you have you got the Blossom Race season, you got the season winners.
Oh yeah.
But then broadcasters, there's 26 of this, broadcaster of the year.
That's us.
There should be, oh wait. Why isn't, they haven't updated the site for 2024. So there's going to be 2, 2022, 2023 is 1, but there'll be 2 for 2024. Championship stuff, climate care, collector's badges.
Yeah.
They're 16. I mean, that's still pretty.
That's pretty low.
Pretty low with 16.
Yeah.
I know there's some old school ones that I was trying to find in here.
Frost race season. So the race Genesis.
The different levels for the Genesis challenges each year.
Oh yeah.
Attendees. Hero was a 6. Master Builders.
Wait, how many people were on the Love Tour?
The Love Tour was only 2 people.
Gabi and D. Davis? That's a Love Tour I would be on. Oh, you know what? Did they run the Love Tour?
No.
No. Yeah.
No. Santa for Christmas. There's 3 of us, me, you, and Zendor.
That was a good year. That was 2020, right?
2020 gave away. I know I gave away $1,000 worth of UPX to people for Christmas presents.
Yeah, so there was a Santa contest. It was literally like you gave away UpX. So you would buy UpX at full cost, but then like put your buddy's name in it, and it would send it to him. It was a pretty cool event. And then like the top contributors or top donators got a Santa badge. Of course, you had to get that. Yeah, I don't think I was a top minter.
Yeah, that's for the new open cities. You don't participate
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, there's a top minter 3X. Who's that 3X top minter? Is that Dizzy?
Din.
Din. I don't even know who that is.
So, yeah, I mean there's a lot of badges.
I mean, it'll be interesting. Wait, does this have a block explorer thing?
Does what?
Have a block explorer thing?
Properties, NFTs, exclusive, general.
Yeah. My Upland.info apparently.
Yeah. I don't see badges.
All right. I mean, I would just be interested in the statistics, right? Like if they start giving, there's so much there. I will definitely be watching that one intently to see how that gets rolled out.
So the part that you don't, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the part that you don't like is the passes, because the rare versions of the season passes offer higher point contributions. And I know you've been very vocal over the last few months about these different levels of rarities for the season passes, and they're burnable. The city passes, that's cool because they never made you burn the city passes. It reserved you a property, which is cool. And a lot of people bought a couple of those, hold on to those, and each pass is owned. It contributes to your collector score. But the season passes, I was, with you on the rare versions. Like, do something else because.
Well, and like, okay, so I definitely have a couple thoughts on it. One, you definitely should have included your other legits, like non-brand legits, or even like, Spirit of Halloween legits, like miscellaneous legits. What was that? Jackie Sai, like, give people. I don't know. But yeah, no. Why are we giving more utility to these season pass burnable things? That is so weird to me. I don't like it. I mean, I get it. Like Upland, they have to do something different, right? Like if it was just the exact same thing as everybody else, like I get it. They have to have something that's different. This is the only game that I know of that has a collectible season token that's also burnable. Like it feels weird and not the good weird. Like it doesn't feel quite there. I like conceptually season collectibles. And again, here's what I would be cool with is like if it was like a season bundle, right? It was like not just the season pass, but like a season pass bundle, where I pay $9.99 and I get a couple things with it, and including a collector's edition of the season pass, right? Like you can go buy the season pass and it just burns it for like, $5.99. You just get like standard season pass, right? And then you got like the VIP season pass. And the VIP season pass comes with an NFT copy of, and it's like one of, hi.
Rock. Bye, Rock.
It comes with like an NFT collector, which again could be in a pack of random things, and maybe one seasonal map asset to go with it, or seasonal block explorer, some seasonal item to start you on your collector score journey, right? So it's like a starter pack, and you get like a collector, like that kind of stuff. I don't know, like it's just I don't like the fact that I burned one of those. And then, like, I was like, man, I wanted to collect it, but I also want to burn it. And I don't know which one I should burn. Like, you give me anxiety. it gives me anxiety if I don't feel comfortable like burning the thing and then like, or should I save it? And like that's not it for me. That's not a fun experience.
Gotcha. But overall, though, with this announcement of the collector score and having it seasonal and also having an all-time thing, with the badges that you have and the block explorers that you have, what's your overall, you know,
No,
in
love
3
it,
sentences?
love it, love it, love it would be my 3 sentences. And I get it. Like, don't get me wrong. You can't be like, well, Upland should just like hand you exactly. Like they're doing their thing. Like I'm very happy with it. I'm very curious to see how it goes. The collector's score, I think, if I wish Upland had better analytics or at least published better analytics to see like, okay, I'd be curious based on your daily average market rate of block explorer sales and everything from prior to this announcement to post this announcement to post collection post scores going up, like how what that trend looks like, because theoretically it should have a pretty significant impact. Plus, I appreciate the fact that is it live now that I can buy items from any city? How does that work?
I haven't tried yet, so I don't know.
But like I remember, and again, I'm waiting because it feels like, okay, there might be a couple of these bigger pieces might finally, they're starting to align. We got the property search inside the thing, which again, I don't know if it filters out jailed properties, but if it doesn't filter out jailed properties, you still got work to do. If it filters out jailed properties, like holy cow, like that should be. No wonder it's a pop-up banner when I open the game. Like it's super big news. But yeah.
Now for the I'd lost it all. Yeah, for the Wonderland decor contest, don't forget to stop by your favorite Spooky Dookies. I haven't set up my Christmas shop yet, so I sell them all at Spooky Dookies. It's kind of weird buying Christmas stuff at Spooky Dookies, but I have plenty of presents. I have
So
a
now,
wonderful
how do
Mrs.
they
Claus.
know? So now, when you're decorate, so I guess technically, like it's not. It doesn't say these are obviously seasonal, just from like aesthetics.
No, it's just decorating your property. They didn't say what it had to be.
Okay.
I have the peppermint passion pole that you can get
Pep.
down on.
Oh yeah, get that peppermint passion pool.
You got Santa's secret spot, letting you know what's going on with him and Mrs. Claus. We
Whoa,
have these wonderful gleaming
that looks really
ornaments,
cool. I like that.
and then we have ones with snowflakes. So you can
Oh,
have the normal ones and the ones with snowflakes. Have the candy canes with snow around it. Have plain candy canes, plenty of different colored.
oh man, I love that guy. That the OG Santa. He looks
Yeah,
so happy.
absolutely. And then you pair them with a Mrs. Claus. She's faking it. That smile says she's faking it, but that's all right. We got the Yum Yum Passion Pole. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, Dizzy, I agree. There was never, yeah. It the fact that it wasn't like it feels the fact that it wasn't established, and I get it. Like you're like, hey, we're still testing things out. We want to be able to adjust it, and like we're going through growing pains, and like maybe they had this idea for these season pass that they wanted to do, and they weren't able to quite get there. I just kind of go, I don't know. I own a watch. Why own 10 watches and wear them at all the same time? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, again, that's a bad analogy. People have watch collections all the time. But I mean, it's a fair statement to say if I only own a watch because I need to be able to tell time, I don't need 10 watches. And these passes, really, as far as Upland like announced it, were like, these is a watch. Like, if you want to be able to tell time, you got to get a watch. You're like, okay, cool, I'll get a watch. And then they're like, oh, well, you don't have extra watches? You're like, well, no, I'm just wearing the one. And they're like, well, you have to have others. And you're like, oh, well, I got the one. Right. It's a pet. Like okay. Do you want to know how to, hold on. This is a serious one. You got it. Whoa! What?
Before you get on that,
Ooh,
Kachow is giving away one of these, either
Wow.
Krampus, Hearth, Nook, or Lodge. So he's giving one of these away. So hashtag XMAS. So go ahead, put that on, and we'll give one of these away here, courtesy of Kachow.
So here's how you do it. Are you guys ready? Are
Go
you
for
ready
it.
for? Are you ready for?
I'm
the
ready.
secret?
I'm ready for my
I
mind to be
hope.
blown.
I hope that X1 is still listening. Because I'm going to tell you how to do what you want to do with those passes, I think, in the best way possible. So the way that you should do it is almost essentially what you're doing right now. The difference is that you can burn a pass at any time and receive all of the cosmetics for that season, just not the badge. So hear me out. If you redeem it during the season, you get the badge. Outside of the season, the pass essentially becomes a pack of all of the season's cosmetics. So as a buyer, I can buy a bunch, I can collect them, I can burn one to get my badge and my collectibles, because essentially that's the activity. But then those passes become essentially packets of the cosmetics from that season. And so what that would allow you to do is hold the passes for points in the collection, and then also sell that at a much higher premium potentially later, because when somebody joins the game in 5 years and goes, man, I really wanted that season 1 cosmetic, which now are not, you can't transfer them because they're static. Well, you have a way to do that. Just let the pass then hold the value of all the cosmetics. So now I can buy multiple, hold them on my account for my collection, and then slowly sell them off to other people who either want it for a collection or want the cosmetics. Plus, with a future burn mechanism, over time, the older ones will continually get more rare, ergo increase in collection value, and then doubly increase in value. So now I would buy, I don't know, a dozen of season passes every single month, because essentially it's my future. I'm essentially buying future stake in how cool do I think that these cosmetics are. And towards the end of the season, maybe I just buy one or two at the beginning. I wait till the end of the season, and then I see how cool are the cosmetics that I got this season. How much do I think that people are going to want these in the future? And then it's kind of like buying stock in that season, where I just go, I think these cosmetics are going to do well in the future. So I'm actually going to buy a bunch and then store them. And so now I have a temp collection. I probably get my seasonal collection points because I own a bunch of the things. I now have future set value. Like, this is how you do it, Upland. Let's go. I'm excited about these season passes that I just invented.
But months ago, when they announced the season pass and the cosmetics and all that, you told Upland, this is how you do it. You make it so you can only get it if you burn the pass, and and if you miss out, you miss out. So now you're going back on things that you said months ago when they brought this in. So you just changed it.
No, I'm pivoting. First of all, it's
Pivot.
like they clearly want to do something different, right? So if you're saying, hey, look, the tried and true method of just buy the pass, unlock the thing, we don't want that. We want to do something different. Well, here's how you do different. It's okay to do different. If you want it to be collectible, give me a reason for it to be collectible. Don't do this random, like, oh, it might be worth something. Why in the future? Maybe it's part of a collection. Maybe you have to do it as part of a weird burn mechanic. Set the principle ahead. Keep it simple. Keep it easy to understand. Why do I want it today? Because I get my collection bonus for my season. If I hold it, I get my cosmetics if I burn it. And if I burn it during the season, I get a badge. If I burn it after the season, I don't get a badge. I still get the cosmetics. So now, again, I'm still keeping a value and I'm giving additional utility. And by the way, it costs Upland absolutely nothing to do that. Do you like it costs them nothing to do that. Just give ability to unlock. And here's an idea. Maybe there's seasonal exclusive cosmetics. So again, keep people like me happy, where there's like one or two that are like seasonal exclusive. Cool. Like, each week, maybe one is seasonal exclusive, and then one gets added to the pack. Like, this one is, added as like this one will be available as like this is the 2024 collectible season collectible whatever, and here they are, and then that's associated with the pass. Like
I still like your suggestion from episodes ago where they do seasonal packs where you can get, it's just a multitude. It's a combination of the ornaments and the block explorers and, a collectible pass. It's not the season pass, but it only belongs in that season. I like.
Nope, swipe it. I got it. Go ahead. No, that's terrible. Wait, I mean,
That was your idea.
I mean, yeah, no, we're talking net new. Like, that is like, hey, this is what the wheel is, right? If you're like, it doesn't seem like you guys know what the wheel. Like, you keep giving me a square wheel, but really, they're like, but we don't actually want a wheel. We want a hovercraft. Okay, cool. You want a hovercraft? Well, then why are we trying to design wheels? Like, all right, my bad. Let's go to the. You want to create a cool collectible that has future value, that has current collectible in a season, and has presumably and ideally increasing value over time. Okay, let's talk about how you achieve that. You keep being able to buy multiple season passes, cool. Season passes add to your score for the season, great. So now I have all the reasons to buy it in the season, the collection, the things. Now, what about after? Again, so instead of it unlocking all of them, what it should do is so after the season, if you burn it in the season, so exactly how they have it, it unlocks, like if I burn it day one, I get all of them. It gives it to me for free, blah, 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 blah. If I burn it after the season is over, it'll give me one of them randomly. So if there's 6 cosmetics that you get, they'll be like, and then each season there'll be a rarity, right? So week 1 is the rarest, right? So if week 1 has the highest rarity and week 5 has, or 4 has, whatever, 6 has the lowest rarity, right? So then after the season's over, I burn the pass and then I randomly get one of the cosmetics. Again, with the oldest being easiest and this one being hardest. And so now I have to burn multiple passes, but a chance to get cosmetics. So now it's like a little bit of a gotcha bag. So now my pass turns into a boring collectible into like a really cool future collection that somebody's going to buy 100 of it. Rambling.
But most of the players now buy the season pass at the beginning and burn it right away. It's only the new players that are coming in that, really need the reminders that, hey, you need to jump on this right now. So why would somebody try to burn it after the fact if they've got all the passes? I could see.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. So that's the thing is if you burn it day one, then you're good. You hold all of the passes. The whole point is that somebody comes in later and goes, dang, that was a cool cosmetic. Okay, cool. I need to get that cosmetic. How do you get it? Well, every time you burn one of these passes, you're going to get one of these randomly. And here's the percentages, right? 5%, 6%, whatever the percentages of each one. And you burn it and you get one of those and it unlocks one of those cosmetics randomly. I'm just saying, like, then I have a reason to buy multiple passes and burn them too after the fact if I wasn't participating. But if I participate in the season, I buy one, burn it day one, I get all the cosmetics. And if I buy a couple extra, then there's a value for them. I don't know. I think you're crazy if you don't think that's a great idea.
Man, I'm gonna.
Give me a better idea. Give me one better idea than that.
I liked your idea where you have your season pass and it's burnable, and then you do a packs during the season with different things based off of the season on that. I like that.
So you're saying simplify, but again, so you're going back to round wheel. You want Upland to go to wheels. You're like, I'm not ready to go to hovercraft. Go back to wheels. Keep passes simple. Give me a pack of goodies.
You were on this for like a half hour on a show of how they just need to do a season collectible pack, and you can open packs because you got Hearthstone and you got 2,000 packs. I'm like,
that's what I'm telling you. That is how it's always been done. And if Upland says we don't want to do the same way that everyone's always been doing it. You keep telling us this is how to make a good wheel. And if they're like, we don't want to make wheels, okay, cool. Well, then let's go back to the drawing board. Here's some other alternatives that can maybe do something different. But if you want to know how to make a good wheel, that's how you make a good wheel. And you're happy with it because you like wheels, but they don't want to make a wheel. So I don't know what you're telling me.
You were saying that these collectible packs were the hoverboards just a couple months ago. Now you got a new idea and you turn the collectible packs to a wheel and your new idea to a hoverboard. It's like talking to my kids. It's like talking to my kids. I was on board with your collectibles pack. That
Don't you love your kids?
I do love my kids and I do
Oh,
love
well, then
you.
you love me. Congratulations. Oh, that's so nice.
Yes,
What?
yes.
Yes. No, I mean, again,
just,
the collectible packs make sense. Like, again, and if you, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. But if they're like, hey, no, we want to do something innovative. We want these season passes to be collectible. We feel like there's something there, right? We've all had that little like, oh, it's there. Okay, well, then the way you do it is you make it burnable for the cosmetics after the season. It's some sort of diminished capacity, either through randomness or at a limited amount or something, but then give it burnability after the fact. And now you have the collectability and usability during the season, and then you have the added value after and the ability to reduce the count of them when people buy in bulk. Because why else am I buying it then? Like, it seems kind of silly. Like, I'm buying it arbitrarily to increase my count. Like, that's stupid.
all right, Quantum S, go ahead, reach out to Kachow and let him know that you won his map asset.
And yes, if the comment is essentially, I don't see how that's much different than block explorers, then yes, I would agree. Like, in theory, like, they're both just digital pieces of whatever. It's with everything. But to me, again, season passes mean something specific. Again, there's options.
All right, let's go Xmas and the number 2, and we are going to give away.
Why didn't you just spin the wheel twice?
I don't know. Just to give people another opportunity if they're catching back up or if they're lagging behind. I'm not really sure.
They all tuned out. I've been rambling for like 2 hours now.
Yeah, we're not on 2 hours, but anyway, you did make 5 people leave. But we are going to give away.
Who's counting? They were.
We are going to give away this wonderful Merry Krampus from L Slack. You're not getting mint number 3, but this is courtesy of Swarley. This was just the first one that I pulled up.
That is cool AF. Let's go.
So hashtag Xmas and the number 2.
We like the rants. Oh, thank you, Happy Jack. I appreciate that. Get self-conscious is hard. Like, one of the only face you get to look at is, well, I guess there's some people in the audience, like in the back room, but it's mostly just too stupid. And he usually looks annoyed in a grimacing way when I'm ranting. So I try not to look directly at his face.
Oh. We'll start collecting. All right. So now I'm excited for some of the announcements that's going on, and definitely check out Spooky Doogies to get your Christmas ornaments to decorate your Tokyo properties. Let's see here. Give them another couple minutes. Any other? We are working on a date right now. I'm the one holding everything up, but we are planning on doing a end of the year show again. We are going to try and go super long. We'll have the Goldsmith on. I'm going to reach out to Cheese, see if she joins us again, and then we'll be bringing on people from the Upland team, people from the community. I'll continue to reach out. We'll have lots of giveaways. So if you do want to donate something to give away on the end of the year show, let me know. We'll get that all set up. I'm trying to work out a date right now, either the 26th or 27th of December. And my conflicts are just, we travel for Christmas and have activities with family and all that stuff. So just trying to fit that in. But yeah, Goldie, I'm down for 6 hours. Thank Me Later will rock it too.
Oh, you know I will, huh?
Yeah.
I'll go all night.
All right. So we'll give away this Krampus courtesy of Swarley.
You know the ninjas are gotta come. We gotta go hang out in our minted out neighborhood.
Yeah.
Swirly.
All right, we'll draw again. The guy's giving something away and he wins.
Wait, no, it was vulgar.
No, Swarley was giving it away.
Oh. Then why did he go in for it? Swirly, why'd you go for it?
I thought it was Swarley.
No, I guess I just saw Vulgar say, I don't want my own asset. So if it lands on me, spin again.
Yeah, well, Vulgar's L-Slack, but Swarley was giving away one of L-Slacks. So Swarley,
Yeah.
I'll give you one of my map assets since you won. So go ahead and take your
no,
pick
just
of-
give it to Swirly. He clearly wanted it. Like, oh, he said no spinning it. Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
he wanted it.
Swarley, figure out which one of my map assets you would like, and I will give that to you for winning. And we will draw again.
Do.
And the winner is
Is there music? I think there's music on the actual site.
there? Angry Ursh.
Angry Ursh. Ooh, I like that tree.
So, Angry, go ahead, reach out to Swarley and get your Krampus ornament.
She's Swirly says, you know which one he wants. She most expensive.
Yeah, you got it. We're good.
Oh, look at that. It's a Festivus miracle.
There you go. You got it. There you go. That's how we made the deal for it. You won it on the show. Congratulations. All right. What else do you have for us this week there? Thank me later.
Actually, I don't have an update on the Spark exchange. Nothing substantial, I should say.
Oh, you need to get somebody in on the Facebook groups because there's constant posts about the exchange being broke, and there just needs to be a disclaimer put out on some of these posts that it's not the Spark exchange itself, it's the Upland interface right now, and it's being worked on.
That's a good call out. I'll check. I don't know how he wants to handle that, but that's a good idea. Yeah, but I do know that the contracting with Gat Studios, I believe, the ink is drying now, so we should be getting our dev team and starting on that. So pretty excited. I think it's going to be an ambitious holiday season. Try to pump some things out, but yes, definitely stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some more good stuff and surprises for the holiday show.
Awesome. Sounds good. And yes, please reach out. Please reach out to me if you have a project or you just want to come on the show for the end of year show. I'm down for rocking a 6-hour stream. So we'll get the Upland team on early, and then it would be nice for the people that are out on the East Coast and people that are in Asia and Europe too, as we go continuing into the night, that it makes them more available to come on the show too. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, should be good times.
All right. Until next week, everybody be safe, have fun, and we will see you out there in the metaverse.
Cheers.
The UPX Podcast with the property expert. If it's happening in Upland, it's the place you want to check first. With your host who's stupid to win and thank me later. Bringing the strategy, news, and cool charts with all the data. This is Upland, where the metaverse goes down. Genesis, San Fran, to Rio, and all around. Don't miss a week, you never know what they'll say next. It's the Upland property experts, baby, UPX.